Welcome to this episode of Full Send. I'm Kiefer, and this is a geriatric old Mexican ass.
What's up?
Or also known as Juan.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
Your short came out today.
Huh?
Your bio short, like your people short that we produce. Hi, I'm Juan. I'm 38
Did it?
years
About freaking time.
Hey, we only do one a week.
Hell, I did that like
2 months ago?
months ago because I remember doing something similar to this and being out of breath or not even being prepared for a video shoot. And then like, Will's
Boom,
like,
camera in your face.
here's a camera. Here, answer these questions. I'm like, fuck.
So if y'all want to know what we're talking about, join us on TikTok or Instagram. We post the reels there as well. And you can find that. But
And LinkedIn.
So with that, today we're going to talk about growing your brand, but not through marketing.
Then we're talking about imposter syndrome. Make up your mind, fool.
It's the next episode.
You said...
I just made up my mind. I just made it up.
All right, fuck
it's
it.
decided.
We'll go with it.
Roll the intro.
Let's get straight to the point. This what you do and what you don't do. No bullshit, sugarcoat when it comes to repairs and maintenance. Advice you can go to. For sin, no edits, cause just go to. For sin, and we'll get you done right. For sin, and we'll get you going right. For sin, keep it going day and night. If this ain't just a podcast, we get it right and keep it tight.
All right, so we've done a few episodes on marketing, on branding, on growing your brand and how you can do that. But one thing that
How's my hair?
your hair is
I feel like it's
not
everywhere.
as bad as it, probably not as bad as you think.
Okay.
I know my hair is pretty bad,
Yeah. You need to put some lavender in it.
but what we haven't covered the heart behind your brand, right? The how do we establish our brand and get a positive community review?
Yeah, because you can put as much money into marketing and building your brand, but it really doesn't accumulate to anything if your own community isn't standing behind you.
Or if they don't know who you are. Now, we do great with pay-per-click. We do great with marketing. I mean, the video content we produce talks to our brand and talks to...
You didn't mute your computer, huh?
I didn't. It's 10 o'clock now. It just yelled at us. But we have this this great ecosystem for our brand. One part of that, now we don't do the best job at it, but one part of that is getting involved in our community.
So-
supporting...
Yes. I'll let you finish that. But I want to ask you a question. It doesn't even have to be industry related, but who is doing in your opinion, in your professional opinion, personal opinion, whichever one opinion you want, who do you think is doing a kick-ass job in branding? And like I said, it doesn't have to be trailer industry related, but like, for examples for the guys who are listening, like if they were wanting to push for the community, who could they
there's
model?
There's so many. Like, okay, so right now, I don't know if it's Joe Rogan instigating it, but getting involved in a community, the fight between Elon Musk and Mark Robotic Zuckerberg, man, that's good right there.
I saw that. Are they really going to fight though? Like
Joe Rogan
physical...
is pushing. Joe Rogan is really pushing for it. But my example would actually be in the trailer industry, and that would be Diamond C. I don't know how many times I get on LinkedIn or Facebook and I see one of the Crab Brothers and a group of 50 or 60 of their employees donating their time, service, efforts, and things for their community. Whether it's a fundraiser, whether it's a food drive, blood drive, whatever it is, they are constantly deeply rooted into their...
And it's part of their core values, if I'm correct.
It is. One of their fundamentals.
Their fundamentals, not core values, but fundamentals, as they call them in the Diamond C world. But no, they actually received an award last year in ATM for it. And I think they received another one this year for it as well.
Well, they pretty much darn near built the high school there.
Yeah.
Through Diamond C's funding, which is... Now, granted, they are a humongous company with a humongous number of employees.
For a trailer manufacturer, they're in scale wise. And I'm not trying to compare apples to apples, but they're the same scale as Texas Pride or Big Tex or PJ or Load Tex. Now in Mount Pleasant, there are more trailer manufacturers there.
Yes.
So I wouldn't say Diamond C is the largest. And if I'm wrong, sorry, Grab Brothers.
No, but if I'm not mistaken, they have over 1,000 employees, between that 1,000 and 2,000 mark, I think, because they have.
Last time, if I remember correctly, talking to Jacob, it was. No, that might have been Max D. No, okay, sorry.
Yeah, Max D is a lot smaller. But that's another people that like they get involved in the community is Max D. I know we do it when we can. We just participated in the ALS strikeout softball tournament.
We got our asses. We didn't win. I was gonna say we won, but no, we didn't. We got our asses kicked.
Yeah, no, that was fun.
Brutal.
It was brutal. It was hot, and
I wish we would have live streamed it. That would have been pretty cool.
Maybe we'll do that next year.
Yeah, we might be do kickball this year too.
But what are some other ways? Like, so what is the point of getting involved in a community as a brand or a business?
I mean, just supporting your community. I mean, whether it's creating jobs, creating further into education for the younger ones. One thing that, and I'm just talking about MC just because they're doing such a great.
I gotta stop you. What was your example of a company that is involved in the community, giving back and growing their presence that way?
Outside of the trailer industry, I didn't have one. I'm not really on. If it's not trailer related, I'm not really looking into it. So sounds dumb as shit, but
okay. No, I was just wondering if you had like one lock, stocked, and ready to go.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I know you're more into the marketing and all that kind of stuff, so I didn't know if you had somebody who you like were looking at.
Personally, it would be Diamond C, but as an industry standard, I mean, all of your big corporations do that, but they do it for a tax write-off more than anything else. But
so, well, and not even tax write-off didn't bring this up, but another person or another company that does a lot, but really, and it surprises me that they don't put it out there as much, but it's Texas Pride because they do a lot here for the community. And it's a lot of unknown that they do, and not really unknown, but they do a lot for the youth soccer teams, for the dance studios, even the schools.
Yeah, because I know
the little leagues.
When we were out at the ALS tournament, all of the elevated scoreboard
they
booths,
were provided by
them.
Pride.
They have a concert or like a platform trailer that they built that they could drag around the park to do concerts and stuff on.
That was built for the city, but you can't. The city won't let you utilize it, which makes no sense. The city of Madisonville has some other stuff they need to work on, but that's for another episode or off this.
Other than raising water prices,
by freaking 30%. But yeah, who does that?
That's a whole nother story.
Communist.
But when you have a company, marketing is essential.
Yes.
Branding is essential, and it kind of goes back into the whole your brand is more than a logo.
And one thing that a lot of people and a lot of CEOs and a lot of people want to see right off the bat is ROI. But that's one of the things that you can't produce right then and there. This is more of a longevity.
It's a long game, and you have like, let's just take a local mom and pop auto parts store versus O'Reilly's or Advanced Auto or Pep Boys or something like that. These companies have billions of dollars to play with to get their branding, their message, their parts in front of you. So then you have this little shop across the street that has no budget for marketing, word of mouth only, pretty much. They're struggling day to day.
The $500 from them means more than the $500 from the big corporation.
So how are they going to get their name out there? It's going to be getting involved in the community, showing that they care about the people that they live with, that they do life with. And that's where the title of this episode, Branding with Heart, comes in, because people don't Simon Sinek, I think his name is. He's a marketing guru from New York. He says people don't buy what you do; they buy why you do it.
True.
So
The niche.
if you have no connection to the community you're in, and there's 30 cents cheaper for whatever product across the street, that's where they're going to go unless they know you, unless they want to be involved with you and get involved. What's up? Oh, you want to come join us? We got another mic. You want to come join us? We got another mic.
You can sit on Kiefer's lap.
No, we have a chair right here.
Oh.
But they're not going to buy what you do. They're not going to buy it just because you have it. You have to give them a reason why.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Like for us, we have our core phrase, like our mission statement, pretty much providing solutions faster than anyone else so the doers can do. Well, that pretty much says, hey, we want to take care of you so you can get back to doing what you do. For another company, might have something $1 or $2 less than us that doesn't care. People are just a number. You can't call up and actually get advice or anything. That's the difference with us. You can call us, hey, I have an axle. Okay, cool. What size? I don't know. Okay, we'll find out. Call us back. No, we're going to say, hey, you need a video on how to measure? You want a diagram? You want me to walk you through it? FaceTime
How's
me.
your dog?
Yeah, how's your dog? So you take that mentality and put that into the community. Hey, we're here to help. We're not just here for you to buy stuff from us. How can we help you in your day-to-day, in your community? What can we get involved with? How can we show that we care about this community?
Yeah, no, most definitely. And like I said, like I said earlier, the $500 from a small mom and pop shop means more to the community than the $500 from a freaking Fortune 500 already built brick and mortar freaking
Box store.
Yeah, box store. Not saying that the community doesn't appreciate it, but when you see, just because my kids have one, but Ace Electric
On the back of a T-ball T-shirt.
Yeah, T-ball T-shirt. That money, you know, like you said, that budget wasn't budgeted into their budget. I mean, that amount wasn't.
That money wasn't budgeted into the budget for that budget for the thing that was budgeted.
Tongue twisted. But yes, no, that wasn't already accounted for in the budget for the year, or it might have. But you know, that $500, that $750, $1,000 for the small mom and pop stores who are nickel and diming it.
That's 10 grand for them compared to what they're putting out with the big box stores. And then also you have to realize that the small mom and pops, they pay more.
They're buying stuff. Their cost of goods is higher than it is for the box store.
Yes, it is. And that's one thing that a lot of people don't realize. And that goes back to our Amazon episode that, you know, not everybody gets this for $1.
Yeah.
You know, it might be $1.50 because they're not buying in bulk. So how are you going to support local? And it's just, and giving back to the community as a business, kind of stopping that train of thought and like jumping back and forth here, rabbit trails. Giving back to the community is important. Because not only does it serve the community, it serves your employees. It shows them that, hey, yeah, you're here. We give you a paycheck. But hey, we care about the things you care about. We care about this community. We care about these fundraisers. We want to give back. We want to show our support. And it creates almost a two-way street with your employees, between the leadership and the employees saying, look, bring us things we can get involved in. If you know of something, if you know of a fundraiser going on, even if it's $10, $15 or $50 or $100 or $1,000, whatever it is, it makes the employees feel like they care, that they can bring things like, hey, I've got this. You know, one of the biggest things that we get involved with every year, Caitlin's sister had ALS and just passed away. But that's the reason we do the ALS fundraiser, is because that's something that ties to our community. It ties to the people here. We do the mushroom festival. We get a booth, and
because we like mushrooms, we like shrooms. I mean, no,
and that money goes to scholarships for our local high schoolers. And I don't know how many times people come, the high school will come by with beef jerky or something like that, and the company will buy it. Or that happened a couple years ago.
When the hell they come with beef jerky?
Yeah, it was pretty good beef jerky too. But then the rodeo, they bought a couple hogs or pigs and
Not rodeo, it's the fair.
the fair. Sorry,
There's a
the
difference.
fair. I've never been to the fair.
Big difference.
Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry, it's a pig difference.
But no.
Gotcha. But we got, they bought one of the auction pigs and had it sliced up and diced up and spread it among us. So supporting the community, supporting our families outside of a paycheck. And it goes a long way, and it makes his perspective of your brand not warm and warm and
So-
gooey, but that there's caring behind it.
The other side to this is if you are a member of the community and you are wanting sponsorship or you are wanting, help from a organization or a business in promoting or assisting you with putting an event on, don't be afraid to ask. A lot of people are afraid to ask for assistance because they automatically think, well, that company isn't going to donate or isn't going to sponsor anything. I'll give it to this one little kid. I can't remember his name, but he never fails. Every year, he'll write up a letter himself. And this kid, I've been here for 5 years, going to 5 years. He's been doing it ever since I was here. So, and I want to say he's like 10 now. So since he was 5, he'd handwrite a letter and would read it to Caitlin or Tyler or I and ask for a sponsorship in his rodeo adventure, in his rodeo career. He does a youth rodeo.
Is this the one that we had a picture of wearing our hat?
Mhm.
So, Holub, can't remember the kid's first name, but I know his mom. She's a photographer in town, and I saw that, and we give him a hat each year too. And he gets a new hat.
So if a kid has the cojones to come ask a business, and I'm not saying we're a big business, but to ask a business for, hey, do you want to sponsor me in my adventure or career? I forgot how he puts it, but I mean, don't be afraid to ask.
So I was the vice president of the Mushroom Festival a couple of years ago, and during that season, I'd figured out a lot of things when it comes to asking for donations and fundraising for organizations or events. The earlier in the year is the better.
Oh yeah,
Because
most
they
definitely.
budget, a lot of these small companies will budget, let's say $500 to $1,000 of fundraising money. And so to get that budgeted in, or at least at the beginning of a quarter, because some of them run off by quarters, like, hey, we have this set aside each quarter. So strategically, if you know something's coming up, like let's say basketball fundraising, basketball season starts in 2 months and you're going to start fundraising, but it's a new quarter or the beginning of a year. Say, hey, we're going to be fundraising. Can you hold some of that? Or do you want to go ahead and talk to these companies?
No, that. So let's just say, because I put on a car show, I worked at the parts store, and for my first car show doing, I had a pretty good turnout. I had assistance from 25 major companies, from Yeti, Lucas Oil Products, Royal Purple. I think I had freaking one all the Ford, Chevy, and Dodge. I think all sent products from corporate, not the dealership, but from corporate. But no, I knew a date that I wanted to start it, or that I wanted to have the date, or the date that I wanted to have the car show. So I started off like 6, 7, 8 months before, and I shoot them an email, then followed up with a phone call. I'm like, hey, this is what I'm projecting to do, or what I want to do. This is what I'm needing. If you can help, great. If you can't, no hard feelings. I do plan on doing this every year. So, if we can.
So are you still doing it?
No, I'm not there at that store no more.
Shame.
There for 2 years though. And
Can't follow through, man. You plan on doing it every year.
yeah, for that company I was with.
So what are you doing for us?
For y'all, this podcast that I have to do every week.
We can't do a car show?
I mean, I'd rather do a trailer show. I've tried to do a
I
trailer
know
show.
that would have been cool. But no, seriously, take a step back and look at your company and see where the holes are that could be filled by your company in the community. It helps out with bringing forth not a sense of, man, I lost my train of thought there. It doesn't bring forth a sense of like community per se. I don't even know. Like it helps bridge gaps and build relationships. And it puts your company.
It straightens your brand image.
It does. It really does, because there is the paid side, and then there's the communication side, and then there's the side of community involvement. And that could be as little as, when that band geek comes around, talking from experience, me being this band geek, with the box of dollar chocolates, the world's finest chocolates. There's 30 in the box. Just buy the whole box.
Is that where you met Crystal?
No. I met Crystal originally when I was teaching a video editing class at the public library in high school. That was the first time we met. We didn't realize we met then. But I actually asked the girl out on another date, and she brought her. And, yeah.
So she brought the date you had, brought Crystal as a wingman, per se?
Yep. That's another story for another time, but, yeah.
I think we got time. No, I'm playing. But no, yeah, branding with heart. And it's just more than a logo or a catchy slogan. It represents your business identity and your principles behind it. So
it's the best way to put what a brand is the way your company is perceived. There's agencies out there, design agencies or branding agencies, marketing agencies that will sucker like the leadership team and the C-level teams into coming in for a VIP branding intensive, a full day, and just like
day of golf.
It's like they come in and they design everything, right? Well, that's not branding. That's a design intensive. And what you've got to realize is it's more than that. You can't build the perception of your company in a day. There's so much more that goes into it. Like I said, like the community involvement. We do all the stuff on TikTok and Instagram, and then we have our social media posts we make. And all of this wraps up into our brand with the way we are perceived by the people that see our stuff. No amount of money can be thrown at that to make a good brand. You have to build that relationship by relationship. And that's what most people miss. And that's why being involved in your community, making yourself known, getting involved and pulling on the heartstrings of the people that are 5 miles away from you, 10 miles away from you in your community is so important.
Best one, and we'll end it, is that every freaking town does it. Christmas parade. You want something cheap, budget friendly?
Are we doing a Christmas float this year? Let's do it.
Know.
Let's do it.
That is not in my department, sir. I'm in operations.
No, we'll do a full send float.
Let's do it.
Highway to hell.
We'll throw out condoms. Just send it. No, I'm playing.
Here's a gospel track and a condom. If you read this, you don't need this, but if you just throw this away, at least be safe.
There you go. Catchy slogan.
All right, so we will see you on the next episode, which we kind of spoiled in the first, talking about imposter syndrome.
But no, if you haven't hit the like button or subscribe, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification button somewhere here or there. And that way, every time we drop new content, you can be notified.
And if you haven't checked out Women in the Trailer Industry, please do that. That's with Caitlin and Lacey. Their episodes are released on Fridays, wherever you can stream your podcast or watch on YouTube right next to this video. Also, if you do watch on video, this show, type our name into Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. Just hit, hey, we like this show. Leave a review on there. We're trying to grow that audience a little bit. But within that, we will see y'all in the next episode.
Next week.
Bye.